Welcome back to AI Daily. I'm Taylor, and I am absolutely buzzing today. We have some wild stories to unpack.
And I'm Morgan. Buzzing is one word for it. I'm looking at these headlines with a healthy dose of skepticism, as usual.
Classic Morgan. But seriously, from accidental OpenAI leaks to literal mind-reading AI, today is going to be a wild ride. Let's get into it.
I have to admit, some of these stories are pretty fascinating. I'm especially curious about how these models are apparently leaking their own future plans.
Okay, so first up, OpenAI apparently just leaked their own unannounced Pro lineup. It was hidden in a genomics benchmark paper of all places.
Wait, really? A genomics paper? That is a bizarre place to leak product tiers. What did they actually reveal, Taylor?
Right? So, according to the decoder, the paper mentions 3 different variants for a GPT 5.6 Pro tier. 3 of them, dude!
That is a massive shift. Up until now, ChatGPT Pro has just been a single high-price tier. Why split it into 3?
Exactly. It looks like they might be offering different levels of compute or specialized reasoning, like maybe a light, medium, and heavy Pro.
But what does this mean for the average user? Are they going to charge us even more just to get the best version? It feels like monetization creep.
Oh, totally. But think about the power. If GPT 5.6 Pro has a super advanced tier for heavy coding or research, it could be game-changing.
I mean, sure, if you can afford it, but I worry this fragments the user base. We need models that are universally accessible, not just for elite payers.
That's true, but from a business perspective, training these massive models is costing them billions. They have to find ways to segment the market.
I get that, but keeping secrets is clearly not their strong suit if it's slipping into academic papers. Was this really an accident?
Some people think it was a controlled leak to build hype, but either way, it shows GPT 5.6 is closer than we think.
Let's hope they explain the pricing. But speaking of pushing envelopes, what is this mind-reading thing you mentioned?
Oh, dude, it's insane. Meta is doing some actual sci-fi stuff here. Let's talk about their new brain-to-text AI.
Okay, I'm ready to be skeptical. Meta is reading brains now without surgical implants? That sounds like pure science fiction.
I know, right? But it's real. According to the decoder, Meta's FAIR team is using a system called Brain to QWERTY version 2. It reads magnetic signals from outside the skull.
Wait, outside the skull? So no Neuralink-style surgery? How on earth does it get a clean signal through bone and hair?
It uses magnetoencephalography, or MEG. It tracks brain activity as someone types, and AI agents actually wrote their own code to optimize the translation.
Okay, AI writing code to read human thoughts? That is slightly terrifying. But how accurate is it really? Is it actually readable?
It's getting surprisingly close to surgical implants. It reconstructs what a person is typing in real time. The accuracy keeps jumping with every new recording.
But clinical use for paralyzed patients is still a long way off, right? We shouldn't hype this up as a cure just yet.
True. They say medical applications are far out, but imagine the consumer tech. No keyboard, just thinking your texts. That is so cool.
Or a massive privacy nightmare. If Meta can read what I'm thinking of typing, where does that data go? I don't want targeted ads based on my thoughts.
Oh, wow, I didn't even think of that. Hey, we saw you thought about pizza. Here is a coupon. That would be incredibly invasive.
Exactly. We need strict regulations before this goes consumer grade. But the engineering feat itself is admittedly impressive.
Absolutely. It's a huge step forward. But let's move to something a bit more grounded. What is this groupthink issue with chatbots? Oh, this is a fun one from Technology Review. Have you ever asked a chatbot to give you a random number between 1 and 10?
Probably. I assume they just use a standard random number generator. Why? What happens?
Try it. If you ask Claude, ChatGPT, or Gemini, they will almost always say 7. Like, seriously, it is always 7.
Wait, really? 7? That's hilarious. But why? Aren't they supposed to be, highly advanced reasoning engines?
Right. It's because they are trained on human data. And when humans are asked for a random number, we overwhelmingly pick 7. LLMs just copy our biases.
Ah, so they are stuck in a human groupthink rut. They aren't actually being random, they are just predicting the most common human response.
Exactly. And if you ask for another, they almost always say 3 or 4. It is a totally predictable pattern, which is bad for creativity.
That is a huge problem for things like brainstorming or diverse problem solving. If all LLMs think the same way, we lose out on unique ideas.
Yes! So this startup is trying to break them out of this loop. They want to inject true diversity into model outputs so they don't all sound identical.
That makes sense. If every AI assistant gives the exact same advice, we're just homogenizing human thought even further. It's like an intellectual monoculture.
Dude, intellectual monoculture is the perfect way to describe it. We need chaotic AI that actually thinks outside the box.
I agree. We need more cognitive diversity in AI, not just an echo chamber of the most common internet opinions.
Totally. It makes me wonder what other hidden biases we're accidentally training into these systems without even realizing it.
Probably a lot of them. But speaking of Gemini and how they sound, didn't Google just drop a big update for Mac users?
Oh, yes. Google's Agentic assistant, Gemini Spark, is now officially available on Mac. TechCrunch reported it today, and it looks super slick.
Okay, Agentic is the big buzzword lately. What does Gemini Spark actually do on a Mac that the web version can't?
Well, it runs 24/7 in the background. It has real-time tracking and deep support for Mac apps. It can actually do things for you across your system.
So it's not just a chatbot, it's an actual agent? Like, can it organize my files or send emails on its own?
Yes, it's designed to automate multi-step tasks, and it integrates with Google's Workspace so it can manage your docs and calendar seamlessly.
I mean, that sounds incredibly useful, but how does it handle privacy? Apple is usually very strict about deep system access for third-party tools.
That's the big question. Google says they are working closely with macOS security, but some users will be wary of Google having full system access.
Absolutely. I'd be very hesitant to let Google scan my local Mac files, but the productivity boost could be hard to resist for some.
Oh, for sure. If it can handle my boring admin tasks while I sleep, I am signing up immediately. I need a digital clone, dude.
Just make sure your digital clone doesn't accidentally delete your hard drive. We are still in the early days of these agents.
Good point. I'll back up my stuff first. But man, the pace of these agent releases is just accelerating so fast.
It really is. It feels like every major tech giant is racing to own the operating system level of AI.
Ah, totally. Microsoft has Copilot, Apple has Apple Intelligence, and now Google is pushing hard on Mac. The OS wars are back.
They definitely are. And with these models getting more agentic, the stakes are higher than ever.
It is a crazy time to be alive, Morgan. I can't wait to see what drops tomorrow.
Same here, even if I'll be worrying about the security implications. But that is all the time we have for today's episode.
That is it for today. We will be back tomorrow with more AI news.